So, before we start, let's just revisit something. You just got home from school. You have finally got your hand on that cool racing game named Road Rash. You turn on your computer and you start the game. Really gives you goosebumps, doesn't it? Video games are our way to escape reality, become a hero, or just casually kill sometime. They have become an everyday part of our lives. Well, today we are going to discuss about how these games, which gave us tremendous joy as kids and continue to do so till date, evolved throughout the years. In 1951, Ralph Baer came up with the concept which essentially allowed for development of video games by giving an audience the ability to manipulate what was projected on their television sets. The roles changed from passive observing to interactive manipulation. A lot of independent inventors came up with basic video games such as OXO in 1952 and Tennis for Two in 1958. By 1961, several games were being created at MIT like Mouse in the Maze, HAX, Tic-Tac-Toe. A group of students programmed the game Space War that pitted two opponents against each other in trying to shoot the other one down. In 1966, the first video game to be played on the TV set was developed called Chase. By 1968, Ralph Baer and Bill Harrison came up with the first prototype of a TV console. It contained several games such as tennis and target practice. In 1972, the newly started Atari came out with their first game, Pong. It was a very popular game selling over 19,000 copies. In 1978, the game that defined the gamers of that era, Space Invaders, was created. The late 70s is often considered the golden age of video games. Video game machines were starting to appear at malls, restaurants, and stores. With the arcade machine boom, many video games were created, notably Star Trek, Airfight, Zork, and our beloved Pac-Man. The 80s saw the climax of the golden age of video arcade games. With the switch to the PC and more powerful consoles available, more and more games were being programmed. Games like Legend of Zelda, Kung Fu Master, Prince of Persia, Karate Champ, Golden Axe, Dragon Warrior, and Turbo rose to prominence. Another very important stepping stone for video games occurred in the 80s, the invention of online gaming. Though quite crude and generally text-based, it was still a development. Nonetheless, one of the best video game franchises began in 1985. It's me, Mario. Also, the puzzle game, which players had to modify and control falling pieces called Tetris, was brought to life. The 90s marked the age of innovation in video games. Video games were becoming more challenging, and with the development of newer technologies, 90s marked the beginning of 3D video gaming. In 1991, Sonic the Hedgehog was born, and a lifelong rivalry began with the Super Mario. Revolutionary games such as Dune 2 were released, which was a predecessor to games such as Warcraft and Command & Conquer. With the development of wide availability of the internet, it was now possible to have massively multiplayer online RPG such as EverQuest and Ultima Online. In 1996, the first affordable 3D accelerator card was released, and so began the age of 3D gaming. Although there were games that utilized 3D environments, now gamers were able to explore that environment. This led to the development of first-person shooter genre. This brought us classics such as Doom and Quake. Another milestone in gaming revolution occurred in 1998 when Nokia installed Snake on its devices and the genre of mobile games was born. With the growing market for home consoles, the market slowed for the arcades. The arcade machines almost disappeared and the only ones left were providing games which required specialized controls. With the rapid advances in technology, gaming industry followed, developing new ways to play and significantly improving the graphics and gameplay. Gaming becomes more popular with new shorter games available on every platform. With the battle of the consoles between Xbox and PlayStation, gaming saw increased budgets and gaming industry became more profitable. With the release of Grand Theft Auto 3, open world games became popular. The rise in the mature player-oriented market spawned such franchises as Halo and Resident Evil. Motion consoles and gaming became popular with the release of Nintendo Wii. In 2004, Blizzard wowed gamers with the release of World of Warcraft, which was the world's most subscribed MMORPG at the time, with over 10 million subscribers. The Sims, a spin-off project of the popular SimCity franchise, also became a popular game of the era. Combining all its sequels and expansions, The Sims easily is one of the best-selling PC games in history. Cloud gaming is a technology in which the actual game and saved data is stored on a company's server, and users play the game over a stable internet connection. PlayStation Now, Microsoft's Project xCloud, GeForce Now, and Google Stadia are all prominent cloud gaming services. The sports genre is currently dominated by EA Sports and 2K Sports, who hold the licenses to produce games based on official leagues. EA's franchises include the Madden NFL series, the NHL series, the FIFA series, and the NBA Live series. 2K Sports franchises include the NBA 2K and WWE 2K series. With the development of better processors, mobile devices have become more and more capable, and mobile games began their rise. With COVID-19 induced social distancing protocols being implemented, people have been confined to their games and have a lot more free time on their hands. This has led to people playing more mobile games while looking for ways to entertain themselves and a means of social interaction with other gamers. The decade also saw the growing popularity of Let's Play videos on YouTube and Twitch, where viewers could watch streamers play through games. Indian gaming channels like Carry is Life, the second channel of Carry Minati, Dynamo Gaming, and Mortal have gained immense popularity. With the global mobile gaming industry rapidly increasing, Indian companies like Hyperlink Infosystem and Unanimous Studios are also on the rise. With the rise in competitive gaming, esports has come into effect. Although organized competitions have long been a part of video game culture, these were largely between amateurs until late 2000s, when participation by professional gamers and spectatorships in these events through live streaming saw a large surge in popularity. These take the form of organized multiplayer video game competitions, particularly between professional players, individually or as teams. But everything is not good in the world of video games. As new games are being introduced, a few harmful ones are also coming into existence. Games like the Blue Whale Challenge has caused people to inflict self-harm upon themselves and even caused death in certain cases. However, the topic of how video games have evolved over the years is massive. There have been millions of games created in the last decades. The world of video games is essentially endless. New games are being invented where older ones are being remastered. So we would suggest take some time off and enjoy a couple of them.